Wireless Security tab. Wireless security is disabled by default. We have a few options for configuring wireless security. The first option is WEP. WEP is an old standard and it has been hacked. WEP should only be used with old devices that don't support the newer security standards. If you need to use WEP, then use the highest encryption available, which is 128-bit encryption. A passphrase is needed for generating the encryption of the WEP key. To avoid dictionary attacks, try to use a passphrase that is complicated. We are going to put in "not very safe" and then generate the key. The generated key is static and will not change during communication. Newer standards renew the key every few minutes for added security. The next wireless security option is WPA Personal. WPA Personal is relatively safe, but since it was built on top of WEP, it has some security issues. Again, use this option if you have older hardware that does not support newer standards. To configure WPA Personal, we need to configure a passphrase. This passphrase must also be configured on wireless devices. Let's put the passphrase "not the safest" in here. The wireless device and the router will use this passphrase to generate an encryption key. This is similar to the WEP key, but it uses a different algorithm and standards for driving the key. Next, we have the key renewal period. The default value is 3600 seconds. This means the router and then the wireless device will renew their encryption key every 6 minutes. The next standard for securing wireless connections is WPA2 Personal. This is a new standard and is the recommended security setting for home wireless systems. WPA2 supports both TKIP and AES for encryption. TKIP is the encryption method used by WPA and has security issues. AES is stronger and should be used when possible. If encryption is set to TKIP or AES, the router will negotiate with the wireless device and will choose the highest security standard available. This is a good setting to choose because it will allow for clients that support TKIP as well as devices that support AES to join the network. You can select AES if all your wireless devices support it, but this setting might cause connectivity problems for visitors with older devices that don't support AES. To configure WPA2 Personal, we need to configure a passphrase. This passphrase must also be configured on wireless devices. Let's put the passphrase "this is safe" in here. The wireless device and the router will use this passphrase to generate an encryption key. Next, we have the key renewal period. The default value is 3600 seconds, and we are going to leave it at the default value. This means the router and the wireless device will renew their encryption key every 6 minutes. Let's save this setting. We will cover other wireless security settings shown here at the end of this section.